I just got home, my back door is kicked in, and my girl ain't answering the phone.
Okay, what's your name?
My name's Christopher Jackson. My son's inside with her and everything. I'm about to go in and see what is going on.
Okay, why don't you just wait for officers? I'll get them over there.
All right, thank you.
When officers arrived on scene, they saw Christopher Jackson standing in the driveway. He reported that he had just arrived home from working the overnight shift and found that his back door was kicked open. He was upset, very anxious.
Chris stated that his fiancée, Angela, was inside the house, and also their young son, he believed was still in the house.
You could just see the look on Chris's face, that he knew something was wrong, and he was fearing the worst.
The officers found the back door of the house. It appeared to be kicked in. There was a noticeable boot print on the white door. The door frame itself was fractured, broken, splintered.
There were 4 of us that went inside. We don't know what's going on in there. We don't know if someone's being held hostage. We don't know if someone's waiting around the corner. So we just went room by room.
The officers made their way into a living room area. They did not notice anything that would be considered out of the ordinary. It was fairly clean and picked up.
They went down the hallway where they found 2 bedrooms. One was locked. They searched the other room across the hall, and that's where they found the young child inside of his crib. He appeared to have been sleeping. He wasn't harmed. He seemed in good condition. One of the officers picked up the child, took him outside, and brought him to his father.
He was relieved to see that his child was unharmed, but that very quickly changed to concern about why isn't Angela out?
After that was completed is when we prepared to enter through the locked door. I stood next to the door while another officer kicked the door open.
They could see a large bed, and as you walked in, you could immediately see that there was blood on the bed, and there appeared to be somewhat of a scuffle.
As I turned the corner between the bed and the wall, I saw a younger white female laying on the floor. She was laying on her back, appeared to be wearing sleeping clothes, covered in blood. It became apparent that she had suffered multiple stab wounds.
They were able to determine that the victim was Angila Wilder, and that she was in fact deceased.
Angela grew up in Alabama. She was very Southern, always nice, always polite. I don't think there was one time where she didn't call me Miss Crystal. She always talked about how Chris is so sweet, and he took the brunt of a lot of the household things because she was so busy with nursing school. She always said nice, wonderful things about him and her children. She did talk about her kids a lot and how much she loved them.
When they looked at Angela's body, they could see blood coagulating behind her head on the floor and on the back of her neck, which told us that she had been dead at least some hours.
It appeared there may have been some possible DNA underneath her fingernails. It appeared that she may have scratched or at least fought briefly with her attacker. So they collected swabs.
With the amount of times that she was stabbed, we definitely knew that whoever attacked Angela had anger and definitely wanted her dead.
Detectives need to determine if Chris has any involvement in Angela's murder.
It did raise a red flag to me that Christopher Jackson did not go into the home when he initially arrived home that morning. We all feel the first thing we would do would be rush in and check on our loved ones. So at this point, we told him we wanted to speak to him and asked him to voluntarily come down to the police department.
There's some water just in case I don't feel or not.
Detective Johnson is joined by Detective Chris D'Amatis.
Where do you work at?
Walmart.
Walmart? Okay. What do you do at Walmart?
Stock.
Okay. What are the hours for that?
My hours are like 10 to 7.
Okay. So you go into work at 10. Does she give you a ride to work then?
Yeah.
Okay. So walk me through what happened this morning.
I always call her on break,
Okay.
just to see how she's doing, just to talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
Because I work nights.
What time's break?
Break is 5.
Did you call her at 5?
Yeah.
Okay. And how did that call go?
It didn't. I figured, okay, she's just tired. But she always picks up whenever I call her.
What time does she usually pick you up from work?
She's usually there about 7, and she's not out there this morning. And I keep calling her. And she's not picking up the phone. So I call a taxi, I get to the house, so I walk around back, and the door is open. And something in my stomach just felt wrong. So I called the cops. And ambulance comes. And the guys go in, and they come back out. And there's still no Angela.
Looking at Chris, the way he's sitting right there, he's pretty open. It's not like he's trying to hide anything. He's not crossed legs, not crossed arms. He seemed genuinely hurt in that and heartbroken at that point.
Was Angela working at the time?
No, she just got into nursing.
You guys argue?
Oh yeah, of course, we're in a relationship.
Oh, wow. When you're home, you guys leave the doors unlocked?
Except for the front door and the back door. Always leave them locked.
How is your relationship now with Angela?
Oh, it was very stable.
Okay.
We went up to Billings like earlier this week because she was excited because she got a pregnancy test.
So Angela was pregnant?
She was trying to keep it a secret from me for Christmas. She kind of glowed a little bit, so.
I could tell by the way he talked about Angela that he really did love her. His reactions, his emotions, everything seemed very appropriate. I had no evidence that led us to believe that there was anything toxic in his relationship with Angela.
My initial gut feeling at that point was that he probably was not the one who murdered Angela.
What's your guys' typical evening like before you go to work?
We're shut, nothing seems out of place. You walk by the front window, in between the blinds.
Have any enemies?
There's people that might not like her, but I don't think anybody would be to that point.
I know that you said that the dispatcher told you not to go in the house, that officers were on their way. Did you go into the house?
Something in my stomach said not to.
Okay. So last time you were in the house was when you left for work last night?
Yes, ma'am.
Who would harm Angela, if that's the case?
Richie.
Chris told us that Richie Wilder was Angela Wilder's ex-husband. They also shared a biological child together, as well as Angela's firstborn child was adopted by Richie while they were married, and they shared custody of the children.
What's her relationship like with Richie?
If you can name it, they've probably been through it. He doesn't like her, she doesn't like him. He was in the military and he got kicked out because he was beating the and they got divorced over it.
Is he still living in Minot?
Yeah. We always had to take the kids up to Marketplace Foods Sunday at 5. And I go in there so Angela didn't have to.
Was Sunday the custody exchange then? Is that every week?
Every week.
Okay. Has there been anything recent between the two of them? Any verbal, physical contact?
Dirty looks, scowls, bull back and forth.
Richie Wilder and Angila Wilder had a very volatile relationship. There was abuse that was documented. He had a motive for this crime with the custody of the children.
And at that point, it really put Richie on our radar as a person who we need to talk to.
That morning, I was driving to school and drove by her house, and her house was surrounded in yellow tape. I called, got no answer, texted right away, said, "Are you okay?" Next day, I learned that she was gone, that Angela was gone. It was heartbreaking.
With Chris Jackson no longer a suspect in the murder of Angila Wilder, detectives' focus has shifted to Angila's ex-husband, Richie Wilder.
When's the last time you saw Richie?
Last Sunday.
The custody exchange then?
Yeah.
Okay.
We get there and Cindy's sitting over there in a friggin' Honda.
Who's Cindy?
Cindy's Richie's wife. Cindy sits there and scowls at us the entire time. I walk the kids in, tell them I love them and everything. Each time we get the kids back, it's always something about Richie said this or did that. It's always putting us down and just calling us trash.
Okay. I'm gonna step out for just a second. Do you need anything? And I'll be done with your water and some more. Okay, let me get you some more water.
Once we were done talking to him, he also agreed to take a polygraph, and he passed that.
He contacted his employer. We were able to get video of all the cameras in the business. And we were able to confirm that Chris never left his job that night.
Mr. Jackson's alibi was solid. At that point, I was very confident that Christopher Jackson was innocent. So we definitely wanted to get Richie Wilder into the police department so we could see what his story is and see where he was at and see what he had to say about all of this.
More than 4 hours after finding Angila Wilder murdered in her own home, detectives pick up her ex-husband for questioning.
Right here is okay? Yeah, you're good. Give me 1 second.
Oh, yes, sir. Yep.
Hello. Hi, are you Richie?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Richie. My name's Detective Krista McNice, Sergeant Detective Dave Goodman. I'm not sure what patrol told you or the officers told you when they came up to the house to get you.
I needed to come down and answer questions.
Did they tell you what about?
Well, I got some messages that they text, and then I saw on Facebook that something happened. I don't know. I know my wife, when she drove my to school today, she saw some cars out there.
When we said out there, you're talking about
Maxwell's house.
That's
Angela's house.
Angela's house.
Sorry.
Okay.
What happened to your face?
Right
You got
here?
a scratch on your
Yeah,
face?
that's from my kid.
Well, the first thing everybody noticed was he had a small scratch under one of his eyes, which appeared to be pretty fresh, which kind of hyped up everybody's senses right away. Somebody who was stabbed in a violent encounter more than likely struggled. Wouldn't be unrealistic to think that, they might have scratched their assailant.
And how did that happen?
We play wrestle / play fight. Sometimes he claws me up. He has long fingernails sometimes. So
When did that happen?
That happened yesterday.
Okay, tell me about the scenario of what you guys were doing when that happened.
Oh, just in the living room. I usually get on my knees and we kind of play around.
And the thing I don't want to hear is usually.
Oh,
I mean, tell me exactly what happened.
Oh,
I could see his brain working when I asked him about the scratch. You could tell that he's uncomfortable explaining this, and he keeps falling back on a memory, I believe, of him wrestling with his son, and that was a huge red flag for us.
Okay. Did you work last night?
from 7 to 11.
And you were at Trinity that whole time?
Yes, sir. We can't leave the hospital without permission.
Where'd you go after you left work?
Straight home.
Can anybody tell us what time you got home?
Cindy.
Cindy can? Okay. Did you ever leave to go anywhere in the middle of the night?
No.
Have you ever been inside her house?
No, sir.
Have you ever made statements to Angela about taking the kids away from her?
What did that cost between the two of you then? You consider yourself a smart man, Richie?
Depending on what it is.
You can certainly put 2 and 2 together, right?
Yes.
So what is the 2 and 2 that you put together in this situation?
Well, somebody passed away. I know that. I just don't know who.
But we're doing an investigation here, and obviously this is serious. We have you down here. And I'll tell you, Angela's dead. But what do you know about that?
Know about what?
About Angela being dead.
I think just what you said.
I'll tell you what, there's a lot of fingers pointing right at you.
Oh yeah. Because I'm her ex-husband, right?
Well, you're her ex-husband, and you guys have a volatile relationship.
Yeah.
Did you hurt her?
No.
Did you kill her?
No.
No?
No. I don't know anything about it.
Your DNA is not going to show up anywhere on her? Going to show up under her fingernails? Your DNA is not going to show up in her house?
No. I've never been to her house. And if I did, I would tell you.
If anybody ever accused me of something I didn't do, I'd be angry, but he was very calm and non-caring, just sits there quiet. It just didn't make much sense. You know, I try and think of people that would benefit from this. And again, it brings me back to you, but it also brings me to Cindy. I mean, it could be something maybe that Cindy's just tired of dealing with. All this pain in the ass custody. Do you think she killed Angela?
Not Cindy.
How confident are you on that?
100%.
Would you take a polygraph exam?
I mean, yeah, if I need to. I got in a high. I want to get to the bottom of it because I want to clear my name.
Okay.
You know.
Let's start with the polygraph. You'll be here at 8 o'clock tonight?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to grab a camera and just take some pictures of your scratch on your face. And we'd like to look through your phone and your vehicle and your wife's vehicle. Just put your hands straight out. Can you lift your shirt up for me? Sure. Or are you?
T-shirt and Alright, now this is with the hand swab on the goods.
Detectives collect Richie's clothes and take mouth swabs to see if his DNA implicates him in the murder.
He was high on our person of interest list at that point.
It was obvious that we had rattled his cage and that he was uncomfortable. I wanted him to understand that we're not going to go away. I wanted him to go home with that thought in his mind that he's in trouble.
That afternoon, detectives meet with Richie's wife, Cynthia Wilder, to confirm Richie's alibi.
She confirmed that, Richie came right home from work. She claimed that she woke up in the middle of the night. He was still in bed beside her. He was there all night. We suspected that she might have been covering for Richie, but she didn't seem all that concerned that Angela was dead and that she'd been murdered. It was just strange.
After speaking with Cynthia, detectives execute a search warrant on her gray Honda.
When the crime scene team processed the Honda Pilot, one of the crime scene officers located a small dot on the passenger door. It was dark brown in color and smaller than a pencil eraser.
It came back as human blood. So we sent the blood in for DNA testing.
It becomes a waiting game.
12 hours after Angila Wilder was found dead in her home, detectives have an appointment with Richie Wilder to take a polygraph. He fails to show up.
It just kind of all added up to just more and more suspicious. Shouldn't take that much effort to say, yeah, I'll do this if you're not involved. We're pretty well in agreement that this is our prime suspect. Every little piece we had was pointing right towards Richie Wilder.
While detectives wait on crime lab results, they dig into Richie's personal life to search for additional incriminating evidence.
Richie worked in a local hospital, and they found out rather quickly that Richie was very popular with some of the female co-workers.
Richie was having affairs with different women throughout the hospital. He really wasn't the greatest guy when it came to how he would treat women, but that doesn't help us build our case against him as a murderer. We just have to keep following up on everything we can think of. About a month after the murder, we did receive a call from the North Dakota State Crime Lab. They told us that the swab taken from the Honda Pilot was Angila Wilder's blood. Finding Angila Wilder's blood in Cynthia Wilder's Honda Pilot was a huge break for us. It was a very emotional moment.
Angela's DNA should not have been in that vehicle. Ultimately, we got the DNA back from the fingernail scrapings of Angela that showed Richie's DNA underneath there. That was the breaking moment in this case.
Police issue a warrant and arrest Richie Wilder for first-degree murder.
Took him to the police department, and Richie lawyered up. He wasn't going to talk to us anymore.
With Richie refusing to talk, detectives call his wife Cynthia Wilder into the station.
At this point, we highly suspected that she had information about the homicide. She lied during the first interview when she said that he didn't leave anywhere during the night. We knew that she was going to stick to her story, so we had to say something shocking that would change the course of that.
We have Richie down here. Do you know why we have Richie down here? We've arrested Richie for the murder of Angila Wilder. You tell me?
We want you to be honest with us this time.
I have nothing to say.
Cindy, we have a lot that we want to share with you too, stuff that I would think that you would want to know. I don't mean any disrespect by saying this, Cindy. I'm a little bit confused about your relationship with Richie. I know he's your husband, but I'll tell you what, you don't fit the criteria of the other women that he's sleeping with.
My
Not at all.
husband's not a cheater. Do not accuse him of that.
Oh, we don't
Well, I
have
can
to
prove
accuse
that.
him, we have proof. This is Jennifer, and Jennifer told us about the sexual relationship she's had with Richie since the beginning of the year.
Well, then that's awesome. Congratulations
We're
to
not
them.
trying to offend you or piss you off with that information.
Because I know it's not true.
We can play the recordings.
You know who this is?
No.
That's another one.
He's got relationships with all three of these women.
Well, I want to see proof of that. Do you have it on video?
We have Joanne on video saying it.
I don't want to see a video of them saying. I want to see a video of them having sex with my husband. That's what I want.
Cindy,
I don't
that's-
believe you until I see that. I trust my
Let me
husband
tell you something,
100%.
She's Steven in his phone.
Well, he is busy. He's very busy.
I don't give two.
I feel for you. And it's absolute bull that he had this whole other life.
My gut feeling right now, Cindy, is that this isn't fair to you. Richie did something horrible. And you know it. But it's time to be honest with us and tell us the truth. Why did he do it? Because he hates her? Because of money? Because of the children? Why?
I don't know anything else.
She was definitely playing the loyal wife, but I thought there was more to it, and I felt like she had information on how and when and what happened to clothing that might have had blood on it, and I wanted her to break.
Did you know that Angela was pregnant? She was. She was pregnant when Richie killed her.
Don't say that.
It's the truth. That's the evidence that we've gathered.
What evidence?
It's scientific
What's
evidence.
We have DNA evidence that we took from the Honda. That we
Of
took
course,
off.
there would be Richie's DNA in my Honda.
Of course, DNA shouldn't be in the Honda.
Whose blood should not be in the Honda?
Nobody's blood has ever been in the Honda.
Whose blood do you think is in the Honda?
I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you, Angela's blood. There's blood on the passenger door of that vehicle that belongs to Angela. How did that get there?
Well, I don't know why blood would be on our door if she supposedly died in her house.
Because who killed her was in your car. That's all.
We want you to tell us what you know. That's why we're sharing these things. Because we know you know more. Were you with him when he did this?
Exactly.
Did he stay at the house at all that night?
Yes, he came home after work.
Okay. What time did he leave the house?
He didn't leave the house that
Yes,
night.
he did.
He did leave the house that night.
No, he didn't. I was up several times with the kids and he was out cold.
That's not true.
That's not true.
My goal here is just for you to be honest with us and tell us what you know. Are you going to tell us, Cindy?
I don't have anything to tell.
If you don't want to talk now, I beg of you to please reconsider and call us.
We highly suspected that Cynthia was involved in more ways than one, but we didn't have evidence against her at that point.
I never got a good feeling about Cynthia, but there's nothing we could charge her with at that time. And she is free to leave.
A year and a half after the murder of Angila Wilder, while Richie Wilder is awaiting trial, detectives are informed that he wants to confess.
Richie wanted to give this information because he was looking for some sort of deal. So that's when we set up the interview to take place in the sheriff's office in their conference room.
All right, the video recorder's recording.
Start whenever you're ready.
Richie's attorney is present for the meeting between Richie and Detective Goodman.
Well, we understand that that you have some information that you want to share with us. And it's my understanding that you want to share your involvement in this crime, this homicide.
So Chris said he kind of came up with an idea to, like, or I could get full custody of my kids and he could get full custody of his. I guess they were, having some issues. And I was like, okay, what do you want? And he said he thought that Angela was cheating on him. And he said when he goes to work that he thought somebody was coming over. He's like, we'll catch him in bed and then you can testify for me in court against her that she's cheating on me and then we both get full custody. So I was like, yeah, sure, you're going to help me, I'm going to help you. That sounds good to me. But he called me that night. He's like, why don't you come down and get me? And then, we'll head up and catch him in the act. So I got in the car, drove to Walmart, picked him up, drove back to his house. We got out of the car, he unlocked the door, we went in.
Tell me exactly what you saw when you went.
Oh, okay. We went up some stairs, and then we went through a room, that was like their bedroom, and it looked like there was two people in the bed, And so as he pulled back the cover, the first thing I noticed, there wasn't a person, that was a body pillow. But he grabbed her, and he just started like making a motion, he just kept stabbing her. I ran over there. She leaned up and scratched the mess out of my face. She was just like, I love you. And he just started stabbing her more. And I was like, what the are you doing?
It was just the most far-fetched fantasy, I think. I mean, there's no other way to put it. At this point, he'd had several months of sitting in the jail to try to concoct a story. And when I heard it, I'm like, this is the best he could do, is Chris did it.
What did he say?
He just said, he's like, I'm serious. He's like, if you tell anybody, he's like, I'm going to kill your wife, I'm going to kill your little one.
Okay.
He never said their names, he just kept saying your wife and your little one.
I know from your admission that you were there. But it doesn't fit. Because I know that Chris did not leave Walmart during the hours that you say that he did.
He did, though.
I know he didn't because I watched him on video. I watched him at work.
I didn't kill anybody.
I think you killed Angela.
Yeah, I told you Chris did.
You can stop anytime you want.
Stop.
Okay. I appreciate you talking to us.
We were preparing with the idea that Richie Wilder was going to lie to us. Our plan was to let him tell his story and just let those lies bury him. There was so much that he locked himself into, describing the inside of the house, describing how Angela's body was. We won this little battle in this entire war of a case.
This afternoon, the jury convicted Richie Wilder of murdering his ex-wife Angela in her Northwest Minot home last November.
Richie's current wife, Cynthia, remained resolute in her husband's innocence.
I stand by him.
Richie Wilder is sentenced to life in prison without parole.
We can't ask for a better sentence than life without parole, so we were happy with that.
Despite the conviction, detectives still believe Cynthia knows more than she's told them.
It's almost like we know she did something, but we just can't prove it. Cynthia went about her life at that point. So that's the frustrating part, because you know that there's more.
2 years after the murder of Angela Wilder, detectives receive new information that reopens the case.
The Minot Police Department received a call in March of 2017 from a Matt Walters.
He'd said that he has possible information about the murder of Angela Wilder.
We called him just to see if this was really true.
Good afternoon, is this Matt?
This is.
Matt, Detective Matej's calling from the Minot Police Department. Some information was passed along to me. I wanted to follow up with you.
So I'm kind of torn for a while on whether I call you guys. Do you know Cindy?
Cindy, in relation to what?
So her husband is the guy that he's the one that stabbed that woman a couple years back, and he's in jail right now for it. They just tried him.
Richie Wilder?
Yes, Richie Wilder. Over the last 3 to 4 months, she just keeps saying stuff that is very unnerving, like hinting that she had something to do with it.
She heavily insinuated through Facebook messages that she was involved in the murder that her husband committed.
Would you be able to send me all those messages?
Yeah, I can screenshot them and send them to you. Immediately after that, she says, it wasn't supposed to be a knife, and you were the only person I have said anything to. That one really raised the hair on the back of my neck.
Mr. Walters had a good conscience and said that this just wasn't sitting well with him, and he wanted to sign up as a confidential informant. We're very excited. We knew that this was our chance to hold her responsible for the role that she played.
Detectives set up informant Matt Walters with a wire, hoping he can get Cynthia Wilder to admit to helping plan the murder.
We basically wanted to get it in her words instead of in typed messages that she could have argued somebody else was typing. He went to Cindy's house. They sat outside in a parked car for a good couple of hours, and they talked, and a lot of it was just small talk. We knew that Mr. Walters was trying to get her just comfortable talking to him again.
I had a really good time. I mean, it's good. We're talking, connecting.
It's nice to get out of the house and laugh. I mean, I haven't laughed in a long time. I've just become this negative...
Cynical?
Yeah, that hateful, like, I don't know. I'm just mad all the time, and I don't know why.
About what?
I don't know. Who? That's the problem.
Are you mad at your husband?
No, like, I'm proud of him. I'm just pissed that he got caught and that he got sloppy and impatient, and I thought we were, like, in the clear. And it all kind of started as, like, a joke. Like, I asked him, like, have you ever killed anybody? Just, like, she needs to die, like, because we, like, had this thing, like, planned for, like, 2 years, and we were just waiting on...
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously. Like, Jesus. I helped him. Like, I would leave, like, when he worked nights, I would leave the house at, like, midnight and, like, sit outside her house in my vehicle seeing who came into the house. Yeah, we had this planned out. And he it up.
I mean, how did like...
Because he didn't clean the car good enough. One spot of blood in my car. He just has like so much anger towards her. That's why he couldn't just do one jab to the jugular and get out. No, he like went psycho on her.
I don't know, a knife is a stupid way to kill somebody.
Yeah.
So once you realized it was real, then what? Like...
And I just had to stick with, he was home with me all night.
To be honest, I thought you were full of when you told me before that he was home with you all night.
Yeah, I could go to jail for a very long time because I helped him.
I think Cynthia Wilder was proud of her involvement in this. I never felt that Cindy had any remorse at all for what happened to Angela. So when we heard her make those damning statements, we reached back and high-fived because we knew that we had her at that point.
There's been another arrest in connection with the 2015 Minot murder.
The wife of convicted murderer Richie Wilder was arrested today and charged with conspiracy in the murder of Wilder's ex-wife.
It was ultimate justice. It's kind of karma coming back and biting her. She was 100% involved in this murder, and she fortunately spilled it all to the wrong person.
The Minot woman who pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit murder will spend the rest of her life in jail.
Cynthia Wilder was sentenced today in a hearing where the judge went well beyond the recommendations of both the defense and prosecution.
You were the one person who could have intervened. You were the one person who could have spared Angela Wilder's life. You chose not to do so.
The life in prison sentence with no parole is the exact same sentence that her husband Richie Wilder is now serving for killing Angela Wilder.
It was an awesome feeling knowing that we were going to get further justice for Angela Wilder and put behind bars everybody who's responsible for her not being here today.
In 2019, Minot State University awarded Angela Wilder a posthumous degree in nursing.